fatigued in the second half. No doubt the crowd was a huge part of, I guess, getting through that phase that we were a little bit of in a funk. Grew through it, and just want to thank the fans, in particular the students, were great. Butler's a good opponent. They pose a lot of threats with their individual play in the front half. Their front four are excellent. They kind of played with 2 10s today, which is a little bit different than what we thought with number 8 and 13. They have athleticism in the front with the players, the new kids from England, 17 and 9, and 10's excellent too. So that was a challenge, and we handled it well. We bent a few times, but yet our help defense was good, or we were able to get a body, or obviously Roman makes the save. So our second play is really, allowed us to get this win. Would have loved to have seen another goal, and Tommy, that save the keeper made was phenomenal in the second half. But I would have liked to see a couple more dangerous chances for us. I still feel like offensively we're not quite where we need to be, but that said too, we also have some key players that are out. So to get a win, get some young guys in, Hummel, first minutes, did a really nice job for us. I thought Tommy's role we used in the last 20 really helped the team. He's continued to be dangerous. It was nice to see Lawson Redmond get in and feel the pressure of a big game as well. And a lot of guys contributed, so this will be a good win. I expect Butler to have a good year.
You mentioned all the contributions. Obviously, the big development was no Vic, no Witt, no Joe. Did that change anything in you guys' kind of attacking approach?
Well, I mean, we knew that their first line of pressure, that middle part of the second half, weren't able to relieve the first ball. So we either took a touch of pressure, or they did a great job kind of doubling down on us and creating turnovers, 35, 40 from goal. And we were really trying to find that next line. And we weren't successful at most of the second half. We did in periods. Vic certainly would help with that a little bit. He's so good at kind of breaking things down and finding pockets and seams. Tommy did a great job and kind of moved him as a third central midfielder. They played a bit different than we expected, and posed a few problems. Patrick McDonald, what a great job he did. He fought and clawed, and as you can see out there, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he fought. And I thought he handled, I feel, 2 of the better. 8 plays more like an 8 than a 10, but he's very good in the final third with final pass and thoughts. And then Cabrera, 13, is just really, I think he's in the upper echelon of attackers in the country in college soccer. So that was a good challenge for Patrick.
The ability for you guys to problem solve. I know it's early in the season, but how would you rate that now? How much more does it have to get better?
I thought we dealt with things pretty well. I mean, our ability to use some players in some different roles tonight, I think we were able to kind of weather the storm a little bit. And that was us kind of adjusting with timing, kind of going with like a true one front. We just had to overload the midfield and get one more release valve. And once we did that, then everything opened, and then we were able to run and break them. And they were bypassing our pressure pretty well and getting it into their front four a little bit too easy. So bad adjustment, and then just bringing some new fresh faces in. I thought gave us some kind of energy wide to keep again our transition where it needed to be able to, again, I thought for like that 15 minutes of the second half, we just got like there was just nothing we could get going. And we sometimes just needed a couple new bodies and a couple new ideas. And I felt some of those substitutions to that for us tonight.
Todd, a solid game defensively compared to a shaky debut against Notre Dame. What did you see in this game that you didn't see in the game this past Friday?
I mean, there was some moments in Notre Dame that, you not just the goals. We can have a sloppy game and not be zeros, which wasn't tonight. So we didn't do well defensively. But there was a few isolated moments in the Notre Dame game that we looked in the video and the guys know that can't happen. Our step out in the first goal was really poor in our communication or listening. In the second goal, we had 4 chances to make a play, and we didn't. Those were better tonight. You could see guys weren't, going for the same ball. The box defending was clear. Guys had the marks quicker. We were able to bump a guy line quicker so that the second layer was covered. So those things were things we picked up on video, and you can train those a little bit, but some you just got to tactically be more aware. And Roman made 2 big saves. I thought the second goal against Notre Dame was a goal that he can save. It was a good finish, but tonight he made like that big save when we needed him, and he's done that for us for 2 years. So that was a big part.
Coach?
Guys you had out tonight, sort of fitting that Joey would get the goal, because I know he's probably a guy you're leaning on a little more tonight with those other guys out.
Yeah, Joey. I mean, Joey just plays so much older than we keep forgetting he's just a sophomore. And last year was a funky year. I didn't get a full year of games, even though we made a championship run. It was still not as many as we get in a normal year. So, yeah, he's mature. I thought his decisions on his functional clearing, on when to kind of use the right club, as you will, was really good tonight because the slick surface. Use the wrong club and you try to go for a little bit more and gain ground, or try to make a perfect pass, and that's where you have mishaps. That's when things can start bobbling. And you can't do that as a defender in this type of conditions. Even when it wasn't raining, it only rained for a little bit. It was slick tonight, which really is we like. The game's fast, but Joey did great.
Nice to get a goal off the restart with Spencer again. I know
Yeah.
that's a big thing he brings for you guys.
Yeah, Spencer does help us with restarts. His service is special, and he can change the game. We had several of those last year before he got hurt, and he just gives us a confidence. I took him out for a little bit, not because he wasn't doing well. I just like Spencer. You haven't played 90 minutes. Like, gotta give you a spell a little bit. You want to get lost in some minutes to maybe then bump the line higher, which we did. I thought that's kind of when we got the game back a little bit, and then we spelled the wide guys to kind of keep freshness and manage the clock. It was really kind of how we made our last substitution pattern. Yeah, it was a lot of little good moments, but we're going to learn a lot from this game. And that's, again, this is a game that we did get exposed in some things, and these are the games you need, and you come out with a win. That's exactly what you want.
How much of an advantage is it to play the game here? Not so much because of the crowd, but the difference in the surfaces. I've been at both here in Indy many times, and you struggle up there with the turf with the long balls. It's a little harder on grass when you like to build from the back and they like the long balls. So how much is it an advantage to have the slower grass?
It makes a difference. The turf is, every turf's a little different, but in particular, Butler Bowl is challenging, to say the least. But we got to play there and find ways to win games. So that's not been a friendly confine for us over the last 6-7 years, with results, a lot of ties and a couple of losses, unfortunately. But yeah, we love this surface. Jeremy and our grounds crew. I mean, we have the best field in college soccer, hands down.
Looking forward to the Classic this weekend. The guys who missed today's match, what are they looking like in terms of Joe, Witt, and Vic obviously returning?
Yeah, I think there's a good chance all three will be available. How much, in what game, it's hard to say. We need to get them through another couple trainings. But I think they're very close, and that's a good thing. But we don't want a 70-80% player on the field. That's not good for us, not good for them. So we just got to make those tough calls and decide, okay, should we wait another game and get them training rhythm or not? So they're getting close.
And in terms of Creighton and Xavier, what are you looking ahead of your opponents in those two matches?
Both, it's kind of Big East, Big Ten challenge, right? We've got 3 in a row with obviously tonight with Butler. The quality side, Creighton's going to have a lot of creative players. They're going to want to control tempo. They have a couple tough results to start the year. I tell our guys, we'll get everyone's best game. They're going to be hungry, and they're going to play at their best. And I just feel like we play well. We can still take care of a team at their best. But we're going to get a really emotional response from Creighton. And then Xavier is a team that has continued to do well in the Midwest. They're a team that's kind of had a couple tough years. They haven't been in the tournament in a while, but they're always a tough out. So they're obviously hoping to make the tournament, because again, it's been several years since they've made it. So this would be an opportunity for a signature win on the road. We understand that, so we always have to again make sure we're ready to battle. But they'll be probably a little bit different in their defensive stature than Creighton. Creighton will probably open the game up a little bit more. I see Xavier kind of sitting and kind of reducing space and maybe looking for transition moments would be how I expect those games to kind of play out.
All right, thanks, Todd.
Got it.